to avoid advances from other male soldiers. Next. So the Siege of Orleans that occurred in 1429 is the turning point of the 100 Years' War. At that time, when the English army was not affected by French attack, they decided to wait for the next day, but Joan didn't care about it and she attacked on that day. In the battle, she was shot with arrow on the shoulder, but able to lead French to win against England. After that, she also led other battles for the next 5 weeks and became Charles VII or Dauphin, most trusted general, and personally escorted Charles to become King of France. Next. So in 1432, Joan was captured by the English. When she was leading an attack in Paris. And because of an unnatural dressing, she was killed because she was accused of practicing witchcraft. Joan was burned to death when she was only 19 years old. Okay, next. So many of the French was actually inspired by Joan, and the other battles, French won many other battles because they were inspired by Joan's charisma and bravery. So French had recovered after won many battles. French had recovered their areas such as Normandy, and in 1453, French army able to kill Talbot, a greatly admired paladin, and then they able to recover their other areas such as Bordeaux, and that's leave Calais as the last English possession in France. So this is like the effect of the 100 Years' War. Before the 100 Years' War, the England used French as their language, as their literature language. But after the 100 Years' War, they changed it to English again. Next. And this is the examples of French influenced English words such as dentist. Dentist comes from the word dent, which means tooth, and then coupons, that comes from the word couper, which means to cut, and then we have crochet which means little hook in French, and then camouflage which means camouflage, and from the word camouflage, which means a whiff of smoke in the face, amuse which means entertain, cue, tale, and the last one is sabotage, originated from the Welsh word sabot, which is a kind of wooden cloak worn by French and Breton peasants. So, that's all from me.
Alright, my dear, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes because you have exceeded the time. 5 more minutes. If you don't finish in 5 minutes, I'm going to just stop you, okay?
Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. I'm Siti Nur Alisha Aina binti Nur Halim and with the matrix number 049398, and today I will be presenting about British colonization. So I begin with British colonization in Malaysia. Okay, so I begin British colonization in Malaysia. Okay, so basically this is the timeline. So I skip it a few because everyone knows this, right? We learned in Form 3 our history lesson. Okay, so basically this is timeline. And next. And this is the continuation of the timeline just now. I do want to highlight here, which is the opening of Suez Canal. It was opened in Strait Settlement. Strait Settlement consists of Penang, Malacca, and Singapore. And in 1910, British rules is finally and officially introduced in Malaysia and was practiced here. Okay, next. So this is the effects of the English language in Malaysia. First, we go to the enclitics. Enclitics are actually our slang. Like for example, we always use these words like la, meh, and ma. For example, let's go eat la. See, we use the word la behind that, okay? Now is the skewed words. Skewed words are actually the reverse meaning of Malay words in English. For example, in Malay, we have the word pinjam, right? In English, it can also mean borrow or lend. So for example, if we want to borrow our friend's money, we have to ask him or her, can you lend me some money? But instead, in the Malay English, we use, can you borrow me some money? You see the borrow meaning there? So the next one is tweak words. Tweak words are actually words in English that we combine in Malay slang. For example, the word ghostan. Do you guys know what word is actually ghostan is? Yes. Yeah, it means reverse. But do you know the original word in English? It's actually go southern. Okay, it means to reverse your car. So that's where ghostan comes from. We always hear our mother telling to our father to go stand the car, but usually reverse or go southern. Okay, next. So next is the British colonization in India. So basically, this is the timeline of the colonization in India. It begins in 1858 when the direct rule of British is directly applied to India after the Indian mutiny failed. And I highlight here the 1920 when Mahatma Gandhi formed an anti-British campaign because the Indians hate the British so much, so they don't want to be ruled on the British. And finally, in the year 1947 is the end of British rule. Okay, next. So basically, this is the effects of the English language in India. So first, I go to the grammar. The grammar they use is progressive tenses. It means adding the word ing behind the verbs. For example, in English, we say, do you want to eat? But in India, they say, do you wanting eating? Can you see they add the word ing behind the verb? Actually, I want to show you guys a video of this, but because of the time, I just share it on WhatsApp group, okay? So, moving on is to the phonetics. They have retroflex 3R, which means the press on the word R. For example, engineering, but they say engineering, the press on the word R. And for another one is VW or combined. For example, what are you doing? But they say, what are you doing? Can you hear the difference? Okay? What are you doing? And the next is coinages. Coinages are actually words that created in India that have the similar meaning in English. It's just like a slang. It's not Indian language, it's English, but India slang. For example, time pass. Time pass stands for entertainment. And then, lady's finger. You know what lady's finger is? Yes, it's the vegetable, right? You always hear your mother saying lady's finger. It's actually okra in English. And the next one is a foolscap, the one we use. In Malay, we say kertas kajang. It's actually A4 papers in English. Okay, next. Next, I'll be presenting to you about British colonization in South Africa. Now, I know why you guys are asking why only South Africa, why not the whole Africa? Africa is a wide country. It's divided into southern, northern, west, and many more. But today, I'll be presenting on South Africa only because the most spoken English country in Africa is actually the southern part, okay, and there's more British influence in the South Africa. So 1652, Cape Town was formed by Dutch East India Company. Don't get this wrong with British East India Company because it's the Dutch, it's not the British. But in 1806, Cape Town was confided from the Dutch East India Company by the British. In 1820, first settlers arrived. In 1881, the apartheid policy. This was established by British because there was actually a war in South Africa before that, because it's in the tribute. So they did the apartheid policy to get rid of the war. And in 1961, South Africa finally regained their independence, but only in politics. Not all. Okay, so next. So this is the effects on the English language in South Africa. Actually, the English there is not that different with the English they spoke in British, but there's always a difference, right? So the most significant difference is their pronunciations. For example, the pronunciation of I is actually pronounced as R. When you say I, you see my mouth? It's like I. But when in South Africa, they pronounce R. I. It's like an R behind there, okay? So for example, I like you. They say, I like you. For iPhone, iPhone. Okay? And then the pronunciation of E, they say A. A. It's like an A in front of E. For example, we say design, they say design. Design. And then I'm stressed, but they say I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Okay? And then there's semantics. Semantics is actually the same with the English ones just now. It's the words in the slang but have the same meaning in the English language. For example, yebo. Who knows what yebo is? Yes, it means yes. Yebo, let's go. It's just something like that. And then we have Ina. Who knows what Ina is? When we fall or we hit something, we say Ina. What is it? Someone got it? Ouch. Okay, that's correct. Okay. So this is next. Actually, I have come to the end. There's a list of references, and the video I could play because of the time. So I share the link on WhatsApp. Okay? You guys can check it out later. Thank you.